What is going on, everyone? I'm back with another video, and so today I'm going to be doing a review on episode 65, The Hands of Time, which is like one of my first reviews. After this story takes place after Day of the Departed, so yeah, let's just get on with it. Alright, so starting off, the first thing that ever happened was the battle. It all takes place in the monastery where the Serpentine first, burned the ninja's base to the ground. And so when they burned the place in the ground, it's turned old after that, the ninja don't even visit that place except Wu. But Wu, waited for Acronix, which he came out of the portal, the time portal. And that's when he told him right on time. It looked like they were settling, another, a final battle. Which he knew that Acronix will come to this timeline when he was the exact same age from the other timeline. Which is kind of confusing, but yeah. And as meanwhile, the ninja was at the museum fixing up the events after Day of the Party. Cole and his RX still trying to learn how to fix it, because he don't have any ghost arms. And usually when he has ghost arms, he know how to control that, but he doesn't know how to control himself being human. And so, they still have to fix up the place, pack up everything from the museum because the damages they caused, because it was kind of like their fault. And then Kai and Nia saw the picture of their parents. Now, they were confused, what happened to them and stuff like that. And that's when, they were confused. All they remember is that they had the elemental powers. Their father was the master of fire, and their mother was the master of water. And so, yeah. And then they saw a picture of Wu and Garmadon fighting with the Time Blades, fighting the hands of time. The Time Twins, who are the masters of time. And then there were one, because that story took place after the Serpentine War, and the ninja thought there were peace after the Serpentine War, before the after the Serpentine War, and then they realized that there was still mayhem. And then that's when not Crux, Dr. Sanders, told them a little information about that. He said it was fairy tales, but then I don't think the ninjas believed that. It said it was based on fairy tales. It was like a legend, an untold legend. And that's when, the part that wasn't really that interesting was when, Misako, Dareth, and Misako, Dareth, and Ronin were packing up the all the stuff for their new base, which is in the Temple of Air Jitsu, which is floating in the sky. That's pretty much now their mobile base. So pretty much, that's their new mobile base now. And that's when they realized that about the Samurai X outfit, but that part wasn't really that interesting. The part was interesting with Wu and Acronix fighting, and then Wu caused Acronix to heal, but that's when the Time Blade came out of nowhere, caused them to go to a minute faster. And then the ninjas were poof. When they added museum, they got poof right inside their right to Destiny's Bounty. And they were wondering what's going on, and the noise too, when Jay was yelling about the noise, and that's when Zane stopped it. But that's when everyone was wondering what happened, because it turned out everything went a minute faster. And that's when they went course to find Wu, and stuff like that. They have to find Wu, and they realized that Wu is at the monastery fighting, Wu was at the monasteries settling I forgot, he was settling some scores. And that's when, Lloyd told the ninja to, set course to the monastery. And that's, Wu was fighting a Chronix, and Wu got hit with the Time Blade by a Chronix. Which a Chronix, I believe, was a funny character. And he was alright, I guess. He was alright. He was an alright villain. I kind of enjoyed him. And that's when, Wu tried to fight Chronix. He made him drop his Time Blade, but Wu got flipped. Right on the, he would, like, really, Wu was about to die. If you watch this episode, Wu, you could see Wu about to die. And that's when, the ninjas were at the monastery. Jay dropped down and fought a Chronix, and Cole came to help him using his RX powers now. And that's when, all the ninjas just came, but it turned out their powers were useless compared to time. It was kind of useless. Because ever since now, Chronix have the fast forward Time Blade. And that's when, the ninjas were kind of lost. The monastery is on fire again. And, they lost. Because a Chronix disappeared. He left. And that's when they went, that's when they realized that Wu was gone. Wu was about an edge of falling. Like, he fell, but luckily for Cole, he survived. But with that blast that Chronix gave Wu with a fast forward Time Blade, not only did it push them back off, it made him go older. And he's starting to grow old. And realizing that Wu had much to tell the ninja, he made him he was supposed to tell them about an untold legend of time. And when Chronix went to Dr. Sanders, realizing that he was some kind of fake, phony, and that's when, turned out he was Crux the whole entire time. And Chronix was his brother the whole entire time. They both were the masters of time. And, it was kind of a reunion. They hugged. And pretty much, yeah. That's all, episode 65, The Hands of Time. The link will be in the description for you to watch it, or I'll upload the video. I might upload the video, so stay tuned for that. And so, yeah, please come like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.